Listen, you might have a powerful message, but if you're doing this one thing, planners, bureaus, and audiences will never take you seriously as a professional speaker. Now, many speakers, they unknowingly sabotage their own credibility. You may not think this is the fact, but it happens all the time. They confuse passion with professionalism, and the results, they're ignored. They don't have anybody to pay attention. Also, they're underpaid, and they don't get booked at all. And they don't realize it's because they're just passionate, not professional in the way they need to be. So in this video, I'll show you the key mistakes that instantly destroys your credibility without you having any clue what's going on, and what to do instead so you're seen as a serious speaker worth serious fees. Because for us in this world as speakers, we have this amazing talent and a skill set that the rest of the world doesn't typically have. But if you can't figure out how to position it properly, how to show up the right way and look professional, then you can have a great message that gets tucked away and nobody sees it, which means you don't serve anybody. So I'm going to give you 4 ideas as we go through this time today to unpack and really see where you may be unknowingly hindering your ability to get on a stage that you want to and probably should be on. So the first thing to pay attention to is you need to do this. You need to, number 1 is stop, this can be crazy, leading with your, what do you think it is? Story is what it is. Stop leading with your story, right? This is the crazy one that I tell people about all the time. And it sounds funny to hear it this way, but instead of leading with, say, the story, lead with a problem or lead with the benefit of what you're doing, right? Not what you do in the process, what you do in the outcome. Because planners don't book cool stories. They book solutions, right? They want people that can come in and provide a solution for the audience. So if your pitch is all about you, you're not positioning yourself as valuable. So you need to reframe everything around the audience's outcome. And here's one way you can look at it. It's problem and it's also outcome. When I speak to people, I am really big on telling them, and I teach people, no one books you for your story. They book you for your message, the thing that is unique and tied to you. But here's even more the thing. Your message in and of itself is a promise, right? And the promise has to be a valuable promise. Well, how do we know if it's valuable? Well, you know because it solves a problem. Right? It's about looking at what is the problem that somebody faces, that their audience is dealing with, that they're struggling with, that you can provide a solution to. See, most people think speaking is all about, look at me and I'm great and I can turn my body and do cool things with my hands and speak really well and inflect my tonality. The skill's great. I get that, right? You could be a phenomenally skilled driver, but it doesn't help me if you can't win a race, right? If you're a driver. So the idea is the skill is phenomenal, but is the skill being used in a way that provides an outcome and a benefit for me? And that's where you have to step back from yourself and go, when I go to the world and somebody's looking to bring an individual in front of their 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people, that's not because of your story. Because then it'd be all about you. They're worried about them. What do we get? What do I get? What's my audience going to have as a takeaway? Well, the first thing to think about was what's going to be the problem that they're struggling with that you solve. So for me, if I deal with people that have to say change management, or resilience, or grit. In my realm of dark work, I'm helping teams and individuals optimize their identities for peak performance. Well, that means they're probably underperforming, not operating in their full potential or at their peak. So when I am coming in, the problem I solve is, hey, you have a bunch of people that need to get something done that aren't doing it. What if I can come in and give you and them an understanding of why they're not doing it and how to be able to do it better? And then when they do that, the second part that comes into play is now there's going to be a desirable outcome, right? So frame everything around the outcome. So these 2 pieces here, if you want to call it, we'll call it A is going to be what's the problem that they're facing you can solve, right? And then problem B is going to be what is the solution? What's the outcome of your speech, right? What is the outcome of you going out there and doing your work, right? So yes, I can get to the point of telling my story at some point in time later on, but I need to begin with going, hey, what's the problem that they're facing? What's the outcome I can promise that when they hear the outcome, they go, I need that. Our company needs that. If you can get into that mental framing and that mental space, you'll change the game for your ability to actually do marketing and do outreach and all those things. So you really have to pay attention to when you're speaking as a speaker to somebody about potentially booking you to not go out and say, well, here's my story. Because you're leaving it to them to figure out what might be beneficial. It's really not about that. It's about going, hey, here's what problem I solve. Here's the outcome of when I'm done speaking for the audience that's listening. Okay? It's the first one. Now, number 2 is you need to do this. We'll get called another stopping thing. So stop calling yourself a speaker. These are all these counterintuitive things, right? This is going to be like, Anthony, what are you talking about today? I promise this will make a lot of sense in a second, right? Stop calling yourself a speaker without proof. That's one piece I didn't put up there. Without proof. Here's when people are getting started, they go, I'm a speaker. And I go, yeah, you may have spoke somewhere, right? But a person who's looking to put you on their stage, they need to know you're a safe bet. There's this statement that I love when I've done television shows and stuff, and they say TV loves TV, which means that when you've been on TV and you've done the different things to get yourself in the position, the background checks, the casting calls, the conversations, you've been on a screen, they've actually played your stuff real live on television. That means that some other station, they trusted you enough to put you in front of the audience that's part of their brand. What that essentially is saying is you're a safe bet. Now, if you just say, I'm a speaker, pay me X amount of dollars, and you've never done it before, or you have no proof having done it, it's a problem here. It doesn't mean you have to have spoken on every big, amazing stage in the world. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is you must have some kind of proof, and simply speaking through social media isn't going to do it, right? So you need to actually have a couple things in place. You want to build proof with testimonials, with clips or reels of you speaking, with branded topics at your conversational point, because proof builds trust. Hype, it builds doubt. If you see how great you are and what you've done with no proof, they go, I don't know if this person can actually do it. So you need to be in a position where you go, hey, how do I step this thing back, reel it back, we'll call it, and go, well, where do I look at my speaking, what I have done to date, and get myself the proof? Now, there are ways to get phenomenal proof of you speaking. We actually run a live event we do 3 times a year. Next one's coming up in January of 2026. And when that comes up, what will happen is we do 3 a year. People get a chance to get on stage and show their skill and prove and have social proof that they actually are a speaker. Without that, they're hoping that they get some footage from some place at some point in time. Now, yes, you can get footage from a Rotary or BNI. Those are great to get practice and get some, kind of, we'll call it floor level speeches and some actual footage. But it's different to be able to show you on a stage with a cool backdrop that's showing that you're a speaker. It's a different feel, right? So what happens is when I start thinking about me looking at individuals I want to serve, I go, I want to serve these people and I want to say I'm a speaker. What do I need to show that I'm a speaker to make them believe I'm a speaker? Even me, even now, I got to have social proof. Like if you look at my social media on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, wherever it's at, you'll see clips of me speaking on a stage. Why is that? I already speak and you think that's already taken care of. Yeah, no, people don't know me all the time. Not everybody who books me knows me in advance. It's just the nature of the world, right? I can't be everywhere and known by everybody. And so the reality is you still must provide social proof that you speak. So testimonials from when you've spoken, get those. Clips of you speaking, get those. Testimonials are great, but you need to have actual footage, which is amazing. And then have topics that are uniquely yours woven into the fabrics of what you talk about. So don't just call yourself a speaker without some kind of proof. And there's different ways to get that proof. Your job's to get that proof, okay? It builds trust. I promise it's an amazing tool. And you might be thinking, Anthony, but I don't have anything. I promise if you go digging around and you seek to find a solution to get on stage, you'll get on stage. There are multiple places to go speak that have stages. Or maybe you come get a ticket for our event and get yourself on a stage to get great footage, 4K footage from you doing something in front of 100 people like it's a beautiful look, right? But the idea is you got to go do this, okay? Number 3. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video right now. Now, I want to let you know that I developed a speaker quiz that reveals what your speaker type is, the strength of your type, and more importantly, how to capitalize on that type to build an impactful and income-producing speaking business. To get this quiz and take it and get the information you need, simply hit the link you see below in the description, or you can wait till the end of the video to head over and check it out. All right, that's it. Let's get back to it. This is the one, everybody, I hate that I have to explain this. It's to stop ignoring professional standards. What do I mean by professional standards? There are certain things that you're going to have to do that you don't want to do. I don't care what it is. That may be outreach, might be website, it might be social media, it might be email signatures, replies, all these little things you don't think matter, they matter. There are certain professional standards you've got to hold because when you put your hat in the ring as a speaker, they're not just looking at you by yourself, they're looking at other people and they're comparing you to somebody else that you might have quoted a similar fee to. So if you don't look the part, they don't believe you. Right? So you need to have a strong, clear website that shows what you do, the visuals of what you do, the right language, the right branding to match your current brand. Casual email replies are not a good thing. You want to have professional, clean email replies with a good signature and present it like you're a pro. Do that. You can't have these lack of also contractual skills either, right? Having no contract, having no way to kind of send something back and forth professionally. These little things, they can get you over the line or they can kill the entire gig. And you may not think about this when you're first getting started because you just think, oh, it's simple. No, behind the scenes, when it comes to getting things dialed in, we're talking about sometimes 25 to 150 to $250,000 for you to go speak on a stage for an hour. That's real money, which means it is really serious, which means you better be really professional. If you're not doing this, you're going to fall short and you're not even going to know you're doing it. So planners and honestly bureaus and people that are direct to event bookers, they're expecting you to operate like a pro, to be responsive, to be polished, to be prepared, and then treat your speaking like a business, not a hobby. Like that's how you should be looking at your own business anyways. I tell people be completely forgettable off stage, but be unforgettable on stage. See, when it comes to being unforgettable on stage, that's going to be skill, delivery, all those amazing things. But when it comes to you getting in position to get yourself on stage, are you actually polished? Are you doing the things behind the scenes to listen to this? Be forgettable. Think about things you forget about that you need, right? Insurance sounds crazy, but it's there when you need it, if you need it, but you forget about it till you need it, right? But when you do get into it, it's professionally run. Now, you may not like how insurances function. I can't say I do, but they're there and they function in a professional manner, right? But you don't think about it till it comes time, makes it forgettable. Some of the best things in my life are forgettable till I need them. And if I do recall and think about you, then you did something wrong. My CPA, the people with my car, right, fixing my car. If you did a great job, I shouldn't think about you. But if you do a poor job, you're top of mind. That's how it should be in our business. When we're showing up to stages, be there on time. Be early, actually. Get everything in when it's supposed to. Follow directions. Don't go overtime. Don't be late to stuff. Even more so, be polished and professional. Know what you're asking, why you're asking, how to present things, because those little things, they tell that person, I can trust this individual to represent our company, our brand to our audience in the proper way. If you don't have that dialed, you're going to hurt yourself now and in the future as word gets out that you're not a pro, right? Now, here's the fourth one that I wish I can get everybody to figure out, but fear stops them, which is this. Stop. It's going to be crazy. Pricing yourself. A lot of people, they think that because they haven't spoken before, they can't charge a decent fee. Now, you want to have social proof and testimonials, which you can get from somewhere else. But once you've got a great message, you present yourself properly, you can actually charge a higher fee than you might believe because you're not charging it based on your experience and stages you've been on. You're charging it based on the value and skill you bring. Right? Undervaluing your fee signals a lack of confidence in who you are and what you bring to the table. If your problem is a high problem, a high fee problem, which means when you solve the thing you solve, if that provides a high number of an outcome financially for a company, but you charge $1,000, there's an incongruence there. People go, well, if you are going to solve this, it's going to solve a lot of a problem for us. Why is it so cheap? And you're interesting, like you're not going to realize that people actually sometimes like to be able to brag and go, man, we paid a speaker $25,000. That's a good thing sometimes. Like they want to be able to say that and be confident in the fact that they invested that for their people because it became a gift and an outcome for them that brought money back. But if you have a problem you solve, it's an expensive problem and you charge cheap, it makes people have a lack of confidence in you. So you have to have a clear fee range and a positioning strategy as to why you're charging that fee. Serious speakers, they don't hope for pay. They set the standard for their pay. They make sure it's very clear what they charge and then why they charge. And if they ever get questions back and forth, they can explain why. Like if somebody asked me, Anthony, how come you charge $25,000 per keynote? And I go, oh, interesting. What does your company do? Oh, we sell a product. Okay, what product do you sell? Well, we sell, I don't know, X thing. Okay, cool. What's the usual, like the main, we'll call it average order value of what it is you sell? Oh, the average is $10,000. Okay, great. How many salespeople do you have? Oh, we got about 20 salespeople. Okay, great. Let me get this straight. So you have 20 salespeople and they sell an average of 10,000. They sell, how many do they sell per month? Most people on average are selling like 5 to 10. Okay, great. What if I could get an extra 1 to 2 out of 2 people? They go, what does that mean? I go, what's if we got 1 to 2 more? It would end up being an extra $20,000 to $40,000 for those 2 people, right? Yeah. But what if I had that happen for half your people? I'll be even better, be great. What if I had it happen not just this month, but every month ongoing? Oh, that's phenomenal. Okay, that's why I charge $25,000. I'm going to give them tools that help them increase, not by just 1, but 1 to 5 likely, but not just 1 or 2 people, but half, if not all of your sales team. And the skill gets implemented ongoing. You see how that it changes what we have as a standard as to why I charge what I charge. And in doing so, people go, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. And that's how you actually close deals, because now you're clear as what your fee is and why you charge that much. So if you don't get taken seriously by talking louder in this world, which just, you don't. You do not get taken seriously by talking louder or being skilled. You get taken seriously by showing up like a pro. If you want the full framework and exactly how to be seen as a high fee, high value speaker, head to speaktofreedom.com. But if you take nothing from this video, just lock back in. Stop leading with your story when you communicate and talk. Stop calling yourself just a speaker without proof. Stop ignoring professional standards. Make sure you're dialed into what you do. Make sure it's clear that you have these standards you uphold. And also, at the end of the day, stop underpricing yourself, because when you put the price up high, people, you'd be surprised, actually believe you're at that level if you can communicate it, and they'll pay you. And you'll be surprised in a great way that someone paid you for that. And then you get to show up and kill it on stage and feel proud and confident taking that home. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.